Hey guys, assalamu alaikum, it's Jenna G. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, in this week's video lineup, we're going to be doing some breakfast items. So this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a delicious breakfast potatoes. So I'll admit, I am not really much of a breakfast person, but on the weekend for some reason, I like to go a little bit, extra with the breakfast. And breakfast potatoes, especially with like eggs and sausage, is just a perfect combination. So let's jump into this breakfast potatoes video. These are what we need for our Trinidad breakfast potato recipe. I've got my potato, green pepper, onion, garlic, pimento, flavor pepper or serrano pepper if you can't get the pimento, and the seasonings or spices I'm going to be adding: cayenne pepper, must have some heat, but of course it's optional, garlic powder, some paprika, and I'm going to be using some complete seasoning. This has salt in it already, so we are not going to need any additional salt. So for the breakfast potatoes, I'm not going to be peeling the entire potato. You can leave some of the skin on it. So you want to make sure that you wash it properly and just remove any of the unwanted pieces on the outside. Then we're going to just be slicing it up and cutting it into small cubes. So you want to make sure that when you're cutting it, you're cutting it more or less the same size, just to make sure that you have even cook time. And I'm going to be cutting them fairly small as well so that they cook pretty fast. So when they're chopped up, this is the size, which is perfect. I'm going to be adding them to a bowl of water while we cut the rest of it. So once all the potatoes are nicely chopped up and in the water soaking, I'm going to be chopping up the garlic, pimento, onion, and the sweet pepper. I'm chopping up my vegetable more on the fine side, but if you do prefer more chunky vegetables, of course, cut it and chop it to your preference. So when you're ready to cook everything, you want to melt the butter or the margarine, or if you're using oil, heat the oil in a pan. Then you're going to add in the onions, the garlic, pimento, and the sweet pepper. You want to keep your heat on low or medium, more on the low side, and cook for about 1 to 2 minutes while stirring it occasionally, just to prevent it from burning. Then we're going to add the potatoes to the pan, followed by the seasonings. And I forgot to mention the herbs, the dried herbs that I'll be using, which includes parsley and thyme. And of course, you can add as much as you like. Now at this point, I'm going to give everything a nice stir, make sure everything is nicely incorporated, and I'm going to be increasing the heat to medium-high. We're going to then cook the potatoes until they're nice and tender on the inside, but golden brown and crispy on the outside. Now this step can take a while, so be sure to give the potatoes a stir now and then to ensure that they aren't sticking. And you can also add a little water from time to time to prevent the sticking, but just don't add too much. So this part of the cooking process can take a little while. So if you did chop your potatoes more on the larger side, you want to be mindful of the cook time. It will vary. So in the recipe, which can be found on my website, listed down below in the description box, I did not put a note of the time, just because it can vary. So you basically just want to cook the potatoes until you can poke like a fork or a knife through it, and it cuts through nicely, and it has that nice golden brown color. So the reason for adding the little water as you go along is just to help it to not stick. But you can actually go through the process of steaming your potatoes just before you add it to the pan with your butter and all of that. But this way works just as fine as well. Once the potatoes are finished, you want to taste and adjust it for salt. The complete seasoning that we're using in this recipe has salt in it already. So if you do need to add a little more salt, you can just add that complete seasoning. And then there you have your breakfast potatoes. Now I usually like to just garnish it with some freshly chopped thyme just to finish it off. So if you've never had breakfast potatoes before, I definitely encourage you guys to try this out. Like I said, It goes fantastic with scrambled eggs and even like sausage. Of course, if you do try the recipe, don't forget to send me those photos. This is one of those dishes that can be adjusted according to your preferences. With every single ingredient that we use actually in this recipe can be adjusted. So you can add more vegetables, you can adjust the seasonings, you can add more pepper if you liked it as well. So it's just one of those nice fun dishes. So like I said, if you never tried it before, give this recipe a try. So you guys can look out for some more breakfast items. I will also post the links for the videos that are already up that you can have for breakfast down below in the description box, so you guys can check it out. For those of you who are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys as always for watching. Always very much appreciated. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to share with all your friends and your family. So I will be seeing you guys in my next video.